Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I was originally going to do a report on the California fires, but today something else has shown up in the news, and I wanted to discuss this before it gets too far down the road. On January 10th of this month, Representative Buddy Carter from Georgia reintroduced a bill designed to abolish the IRS and the federal income tax. It was introduced in the last Congress, but there were too many Democrats and too many Rhino Republicans in that Congress for it to be able to pass. So he has reintroduced it, and it's going to be coming up for argument and for vote later on this year. Now, it could be yet this month, it could be February, it could be March, but whenever it does come up, they believe that they may have enough support that it would be able to pass the House of Representatives. Kat Comack from Florida said that she was proud to co-sign this bill for a second time. Jeff Duncan, who is from South Carolina and a small business owner, said that it would help the American small business owners because it would take a lot of pressure off of the business owners, and they would be better able to concentrate on employing people. Now, that's an important thing because small businesses in the United States actually employ about 70% of the people who are employed. The larger businesses are the ones that employ only about 30%. Now, you hear of a General Motors or a Ford or somebody laying off 10,000 employees, and that's not the end of the world. But if you have a lot of small businesses and each one of them are dropping 25 or 30 people or 50 people from their roles, what that means is that you can have hundreds of thousands of people being laid off. Now, that's not going to make the news. People aren't going to really pay a lot of attention to it unless they happen to be one of the people being laid off. Now, what happened here? There were 11 people in Congress that co-signed this bill, which is really a great number. And because they believe that they have enough people to vote on this, that it would get passed, it would go on then to the Senate and then to the president's desk. Now, President Biden would not have signed this into law. He gets paid by the same people that pay the Democrats and the Rhino Republicans, and they're all against that kind of thing. They want to keep the controls of the IRS and so on to be able to control what the American people can do. However, this is a new group of people that believe that the American people should have control over their own lives. And what they would do is they would put a consumption tax in place of the income tax. This would do two things. Number one, you would get to control how much money the government actually got of your money. If you had to buy a new item, for example, say a stove or refrigerator, you would have to pay about a 15% tax, as opposed to about half of that right now. But there would be no income tax, so every week you'd be bringing home about $200 or $300 more than what you're bringing home now. that would be a help, because then you would be able to control how much of that went where. You'd be able to save more of it, and the more you could save, of course, the more you could invest, and the better your chances would be of eventually being able to do something other than working for a company that you did not start, was not your dream, and you would have a new opportunity somewhere else. And so consumption tax would help. It would also reduce the number of people that are in government. It has been predicted that at least 90% of the people who are in government today would no longer be in government. They would not be necessary, and therefore they would not be getting paid to be there. And they too would be finding their own way, doing their own thing, and making their own money, however that might be. There would be a lot of things that would be reorganized. That's one reason why Elon Musk is going to be working at cutting various parts of the extra that the government gets, and because of that, there would be less need for taxes, and therefore a lot of taxes, not just income tax, would also go by the boards. Eventually, the consumption tax would be pretty much the only tax that there would be. Now, there's a second thing that it would do. What it would do is it would create a much stronger secondary market. Now, if you don't want to buy a new refrigerator, say for $1,500, and pay $250 in tax, or $225, whatever it would work out to be, you could buy a secondary refrigerator. Maybe you pay $500 or $600 for it, and it goes for half of the time that the new one would have gone, and then you buy a second one, but you never pay any taxes during that time on a refrigerator. And you would be able to do that with a lot of things, because the secondary market would actually operate to make it possible for people to not have to give the money to the government. Now, food and drugs and things of that nature would not be taxed. Now, things like bleach and fabric softener and detergents and dishwashing soap and so on, they would be taxed. But those are not big ticket items. And so that wouldn't be such a huge problem. Whereas if you had to buy an oven, a new furnace, new water heater, all these things, those would be the big ticket items that you would pay a lot of consumption tax on. So you could go to a secondary market and possibly buy something similar for maybe a little less money and no sales tax. So you will then have the control over how much money of yours goes to the government. That is the secret of all of this. So kind of keep in mind that if you want control back of all of these things, the only way to do it is by making sure that you get to control what the government gets, rather than the government deciding how much they get. It's your money, and you should have the choices of what to do with it. And this will be one opportunity for you to have a better choice of what you're going to do with that money. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. Remember to like and to subscribe. If you subscribe, you will get an opportunity to see more of our videos, and you will also be helping other people to get to hear this information. because the more people that hear this information, the more people who can contact Congress and say, we want this passed. Maybe there'll be a fight just to get it on the dockets in Congress. Well, now if you and a group of people that you know about this, you can all call Congress and say, we want this on the docket. And then when it comes up for a vote, we want you to vote for it. This is how Congress works for the people. People have forgotten this, and people haven't been doing this. You have the control. When you see videos like this, you can share them with other people, and they will then know what they need to do in order to get these things passed. If you want control back of your life and of the things that are a part of your life, the best way to do it is this. So, we'll see you next time. There are going to be further reports on this. There are going to be further reports on other things, including the California fires and various other things. The economy, there are going to be a lot of changes in 2025. And these are all going to be things that you are going to be able to benefit from. So make sure that you like, so other people will see this video, and make sure that you subscribe so that you'll be able to see the other videos that come out in the future. Now you folks, we'll see you next time, and you remember to have a good day. Thank you.